Oh, the words from the pages change your world. Your world can change your heart, can change your mind, can change your life. Woo! Can change your world.
All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, with our midday manna. Going through the New Black Wall Street, our virtual book club, the 48 Laws of Power. I know we missed it this morning, but we're not going to let the whole day go by without going through our session. So I'm here right now to take care of me, taking care of business. Well, here's the deal, guys. What's going on, T-Bone? Thanks so much for joining in. What's today? What we got today? Oh, today's episode is brought to you by the Black Bazaar. Of course, we do have the new items in. And so we do have the new wicker purses that just arrived. This is a turquoise wicker purse from Ghana. Got your wicker handles for the ladies. Yeah, doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get your purse. This one here is $45 for you to order. You can just send us inbox us your email address and your zip code. That way we can get your proper shipping, and we'll get that invoice out to you guys, get that thing out to you first thing tomorrow. So there you go. Your Ghana, straight from Ghana, Africa. Your wicker purse, and it's the wicker because of the handles, right? You see the handles? Yeah, there you have it. All right, so that's what we got going on. That is what our sponsorship is for today. Now, we do have a couple of things that are going on. The most important thing I need to let you guys know about today, as far as what our offerings are for ERGJ Enterprises and Club Millie, is going to be on Saturday. We have our youth real estate workshop, the youth real estate workshop. So that's going to be for middle school and high school students. So you don't want to miss that. It's time out for all these excuses. Like, you have the opportunity to let your children know and understand and learn about real estate. Why won't you do it? Hey, so we're going to be there. We're going to be teaching. It's all online. We meet you at your house. So it's going to be up to you to make sure that you allow your kids to learn what the school's not going to teach them. That's your decision. We're going to be there anyway, and we're going to have some kids. We're going to teach them. We're going to make sure that they are put in a position of power, of wealth as they grow up, because they're going to learn what most of us didn't learn till late. So our motto is to teach the children early what we learn late. And all I'm asking that parents get out the damn way. Let your kids learn what they need to learn. But nonetheless, we are into law number 33 today. And so we're going through the book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Now, here's the deal, guys. This is a very controversial book. Most people can't stand the stomach it, but it's all about how you look at it. So here's the deal. You want to take these laws because these laws give you what you call strategy. So everybody put in the comments below strategy. So here's the deal. You want to learn how to apply the laws to your life, number one. But then number two, if you like, hey, your morals don't allow you to apply it, then at least you want to know when the laws are being applied against you, because everybody that you out in this society with, they don't have morals. So they could be using these laws on you. You don't know the law, and then there you go. You find yourself, being enslaved. You find yourself being ruled over. But if you know the laws and you can apply them or recognize when they're being applied against you, then you can always operate from a position of power. That's right, always operating from a position of power. Now, so let's talk about law number 33. You don't have a lot of time. I don't either. I got deliveries to make, but I'm here anyway because this is my commitment to the village. Law number 33, discover each man's thumbscrew. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Now, here's your judgment. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew that you can turn to your advantage. Find other people's thumbscrew. So you want to discover the weakness in your foe, okay? So everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. The weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew that you can turn to your advantage. Everybody put in the comments below, thumbscrew. I think the Bible said it like this. What Paul was talking about, he had a thorn in his side. It was just that one thing about him that he could just not. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is going to be a part 1 and part 2 to this one. All right. Yeah, I like this. Okay, hold on a second. I didn't realize we're going to have, oh, my goodness. Hold on a second. Oh, no. Okay. Woo. Man, all right, here we go. All right. So finding the thumbscrew. So here's their caption: finding the thumbscrew. Everybody put in the comments below, finding the thumbscrew. Finding the thumbscrew. So it's a strategic plan of action. So we all have resistances. We live in a perpetual armor around ourselves to defend against change and the intrusive actions of friends and rivals. We would like nothing more than to be left to do things our own way. Constantly butting up against these resistances will cost you a lot of energy. One of the most important things to realize about people. One of the most important things to realize about people. One of the most important things to realize about people, though, is that they all have a weakness. Some part of their psychological armor that will not resist, that will bend to your will if you find it and push on it. Some people wear their weaknesses openly. Others disguise them. Those who disguise them are often the ones most effectively undone through that one chink in their armor. Everybody has a weakness. Once you find it, you find that chink in their armor. No one is above this law. Everybody has a chink in their armor. Everybody. I don't care how perfect you think that person is. Everybody has a weakness. In planning your assault, keep these principles in mind. Number one, pay attention. Everybody put in the comments below, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to gestures and unconscious signals. Pay attention to gestures and unconscious signals. In other words, don't pay attention to what they say. Pay attention to what they do. Pay attention to how they carry themselves. Pay attention to their eyes. Pay attention to the, what they call it, like the hand gestures. Pay attention to the things that they don't say. Pay attention. As Sigmund Freud remarked, no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. This is a critical concept in the search for a person's weakness. It is revealed by seemingly unimportant gestures and passing words. The key is not only what you look for, but where and how you look. Let me say that again. The key is not only what you look for, but where and how you look. Everyday conversation supplies the richest mind of weaknesses. So train yourself to listen. Everybody put in the comments below, train myself to listen. See, too many of us, we are so filled with sharing that we don't take the time to listen and understand. We listen to reply instead of listening to understand, because we don't understand these words that are coming out of people's mouth, how they say them, what they say. I mean, let's just have a little church today. Let's have a little teaching, a class. You guys, many of us do not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Like, you can literally, once you train yourself to listen, you can tell a liar just like that. Once you train yourself to listen, you can tell someone who is serious about what they're saying versus someone who's just saying it to appease you. Once you train yourself to listen, you can hear things. Hey, in the comments below, I know, Miss Shonda, you great at this. What is the thing that you can hear when you pay attention to, when you train yourself to listen? One thing that you can hear confidence. Is this person really confident in what they say when they say it? You can hear confidence when you train yourself to listen. What are some other things that you can hear when you train yourself to listen, right? You can train yourself to, when you train yourself to listen, you can hear doubt, right? When you train yourself to listen, you can hear when someone is not serious, right? They may say, hey, I'll meet you tomorrow, but you know they're not serious because you heard this. You're like, no, you ain't going to meet me tomorrow. I mean, let's just go ahead. I'm not going to even put that on my calendar because you're not going to show up. You can when you train yourself to listen, you can hear all of this stuff. You can tell when someone's serious and when they're not. When someone's going to make an excuse versus somebody's going to be there. When you train yourself to listen, you don't take things for face value. You pay attention to what they say, but you also pay attention to everything that they bring with their communication. Shauna says this, you can hear fear anxiety, uncertainty, swindlers, novice minds, sincerity, excuses. Train yourself to listen. This is a critical concept in the search for a person's weaknesses. It is revealed by seemingly unimportant gestures and passing words. And the Bible tells you this, for those that read the Bible, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. But we don't pay attention, you know what I mean? We read the Bible, but do we really know what that means? Like, you can't, it's hard for you to swindle me when I listen to your words. Trained ears, she says. Passion and doubt. I love trained ears. I can hear. This is why Sean is such a good coach. This is why I'm good at what I do. Because I just gotta listen to you just 1 second. Like, nah, you're not serious. No, you can't fool me. It's almost like talking to your 5-year-old self, right? You know, your 5-year-old self will say anything to your new self, to your older self, in order to get you to do what they want you to do. They'll say anything. They'll make stuff up. And I'm trying to tell you that once you start paying attention and be able to listen to your 5-year-old self, like, no, you know what? I was 5 at one point in time. I know what that sounds like, and that just ain't true. Can I get the truth at some point in time? I mean, stop trying to tell me what you think I want to hear. Just tell me the damn truth. When you train yourself to listen, right? You'll stay away from those deals that are not deals, because you've seen it before. That's not a deal. I mean, they sound like they're going to buy. They keep talking about they're going to buy. They keep saying they're going to do something, but you already know it ain't happening. Oh, I'm going to buy tomorrow. Tomorrow is an excuse. Oh, you don't have $20 today. You're going to have it tomorrow. Come on, man. Right? Train yourself to listen. And then you will find that you don't waste so much time with these people who are wasting your time. The key is not only what you look for, but where and how you look. Everyday conversation supplies the richest mine of weaknesses. So train yourself to listen. Start by always seeming interested. The appearance of a sympathetic ear will spur anyone to talk. A clever trick often used by the 19th century French statesman Talleyrand is to appear to open up to the other person, to share a secret with them. It can be completely made up, or it can be real, but of no great importance to you. The important thing is that it should seem to come from the heart. This will usually elicit a response that is not only as frank as yours, but more genuine, a response that reveals a weakness. Now, why are we talking about this? Because this is what happens when you don't understand this law. This happens to you all the time. It's called playing on your emotions. And this is what those other people have done to our community time and time again. They make it appear like they care. They make it seem like they're concerned. And we just spill our guts and give them everything that we got, and they get what they want, and then they leave our community only to return 4 years later to do the same thing again. At some point, we're going to have to wake up and rise up. But when we train ourselves to listen, if you suspect that someone has a particular soft spot, probe for it indirectly. If, for instance, you sense that a man has a need to be loved, openly flatter him. If he laps up your compliments, no matter how obvious, you are on the right track. Train your eye for details. How someone tips a waiter. What delights a person, the hidden messages in their clothes. Find people's idols, the things they worship and will do anything to get. Perhaps you could be the supplier of their fantasies. Remember, since we all try to hide our weaknesses, there is little to be learned from our conscious behavior. What oozes out is in the little things outside our conscious control is what you want to know. Pay attention to gestures and unconscious signals. Number 2, find a helpless child. Oh, what the hell? Find a helpless child. Okay, again, I want you guys to understand why I'm reading this book, because we either learn how to apply these rules to our life, or we understand when these laws are being applied against us, so we can always operate in a position of power. And many of us are never in a position of power because we are subject to these laws, instead of actually using these laws. Most weaknesses begin in childhood, before the self builds up compensatory defenses. Perhaps the child was pampered or indulged in a particular area, or perhaps a certain emotional need went unfulfilled. As he or she grows older, the indulgence or the deficiency may be buried in but never disappears. Knowing about a childhood need gives you a powerful key to a person's weaknesses. One sign of this weakness is that when you touch on it, the person will often act like a child. Now, how many of you guys have come across people, when you bring up a particular topic, you can, here's the deal. Very easy to figure this one out. Here's a simple truth that you can use to understand other people. Here's the deal. If I say something and it has no effect on you, then you're not bothered by it. If I say something and you go bananas, that's on you. Like a hit dog will holler. Like if I say it right now, Shauna, you ugly. Shauna gonna be like, man, that don't, I know I'm fine. Like, who are you talking to? It ain't gonna even affect her. But if I said something like, Shauna, you're dumb. And if she felt like she had a little bit of dumbness in her, she might go off. And what I'm saying is this. Don't reveal yourself to other people because of what comes out of their mouth. Like it shouldn't affect you if you're confident in who you are. But because we have these childlike tendencies inside of us, someone can say, matter of fact, there was this thing going on yesterday. They was talking, I think Ryan McCray posted something about the difference between the black woman's savings and the white woman's savings. And then all of the black women went off because, why? Because they ain't had no money. They were broke. Now, if they were rich, the rich black people didn't say anything because they don't care if the black person's savings is $5. But all of the broke black women who were affected by this fact that went out, they got pissed off. A hit dog will holler. And that's all due to that childlike mentality on particular touchy subjects that are all about you. Has nothing to do. Ryan just was like, hey, this is just a fact that I found. Why are y'all going off? I mean, is it false? Did I tell a lie? Did I say something to someone in particular? No, it was a generic statement. It was indirect, but you took it directly because you are broke. See, once you start getting past, you start realizing who you really are. Once you recognize what your position is, little stuff that other people say, it don't bother you because you know who you are. So let me ask you this, for everybody that's watching right now, do you know who the hell you are? Do you know who you are? Or are you bothered by the words of others because they play on your emotions and you can take that emotion back to when you were a child? Woo! Not today, people. All right. One sign of this weakness is that when you touch on it, the person will often act like a child. Be on the lookout then. Matter of fact, fellas, as soon as this happens, you say something, right? Maybe you put a post up. Let's just talk about this for a second, because this is just really juicy stuff. You put a post up, right? And you just say something. Whatever you said in your post, you just thinking about it. You're like, man, I didn't really realize this, right? And then you got that one person, that hater, that one person who has never, ever supported you on any of the 50 million other things that you posted. But then they show up today, and then they want to just use all this rhetoric and hate and filth and throw all this stuff out. Well, guess what, guys? That person, right? They've been looking for something to complain about. They've been looking for some place to spew their hate. All day long, they were just scrolling down Facebook like, can I find something that I can go off on? I'm mad today. I'm upset. I'm not upset at anybody else but myself, but I just want to find something where I can vent. Oh, I found it right now. Good old brother LeVincent. He finally put something up that I can complain about. Now, I know Brother Vincent's a good brother. He always talking about good stuff. He always trying to help the people. But today he just posted something that's controversial. And I just, you know what? I don't care about all the good stuff that he writes. I don't never question it. I never comment. I never like. But today, I finally got Vincent to put something that's controversial up, and I'm going to attack that controversy. Why? 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 Because one sign of this weakness is that when you touch on it, the person will often act like a child. And what I tell brothers and sisters all the time is when you come across that person, run, Forrest, run. Don't even have a conversation with them. I quickly hit the unfriend button. I quickly hit the block button. Why? Because this person is not concerned about the prosperity. They're not concerned about the positivity. They're not concerned about moving things forward. They are there to stir up contention because they have not dealt with their childhood issues. Run, Forrest, run. Do not spend your energy on those people. They got some ish they got to work out. They need to call Miss Shauna for a coaching session. They need to go to the therapist or something. They got some ish that they got to work out. That's not your battle. Woo! Be on the lookout there for any behavior that should have been outgrown. If your victims or rivals went without something important, such as a parental support, when they were children, supply it or its facsimile. If they reveal a secret taste, a hidden indulgence, indulge it. In either case, they will be unable to resist you. Oh yeah, my unfriend game, my block game is on fleek. You know what I mean? I got to make room for the movers and shakers. That's the only way we're gonna change. Number 3, you want to look for contrast. Look for contrast. An overt trait often conceals its opposite. People who thump their chests are often big cowards. A prudish exterior may hide a lavish, lascivious soul. The uptight are more often screaming for adventure. The shy are dying for attention. By probing beyond appearances, you will often find people's weaknesses in the opposite of the qualities they reveal to you. In other words, don't pay attention to the representative. Go a little bit further than the representative, and you'll find the real person behind the veil. See, everybody puts on a display of who they wish they were. But once you really get to know them, once you get to that inner circle, once you get beyond, and once you spend a little time with them, you start to be like, well, hold on. You seem like you're an extrovert, but you really are an introvert. You seem like you got it all going on, but you got a whole bunch of flaws we need to figure out. Go beyond the veil. Really get to know people if you get the opportunity. And it's basically what it's saying is you'll start to see not only their weaknesses, but you'll notice their strengths as well. So again, you can use this law either way. You can focus on, okay, what they're strong. And here's what I got to say about this. Because we had this conversation earlier and people were like, hey, you can't work with everybody. And let me help you guys out. If you really are talking about working with people, you're really talking about group economics, you're really talking about building an empire. Empire is not built by one person, by the way. I don't know in history if there's ever been an empire that's built by one person. So let's just get that out the way. If you think you're going to do something by yourself, you're going to find sadly mistaken. You're going to still need other people to build this empire. But now let's just get that out the way. Here's how you can deal with people who you don't want to deal with. Everybody want to know this? Here's how you can deal with people that you don't want to deal with. Very simple. You have to understand, we must understand that everybody is a 10 in some area. Everybody put that in the comments below. Everybody is a 10 in some area. Now, here's the problem. Many of us are trying to elevate people in an area where they are a 2. And all I'm saying is if you are a leader, if you are a person who's listening and paying attention to their gestures, you find the area where they are a 10 at, and that is where you allow them to flourish. Don't try to put a 2 person in this position that they're not a 10. This person is a 10 in some area. We just have to find what area that is. And then once you start to change your perspective on how you deal with people and what they are a 10 at, then you're going to find you can work with anybody. That doesn't mean that the person who is, okay, let's just say you got 4 roles. You got president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And the person who you're trying to put as a treasurer, they are bad with money. Well, don't have them be the treasurer. Okay, that person might be good at organizing, they bad at money. Okay, let's switch some roles here. You good at organizing, you are a 10, you need to become the secretary. Okay, you are great at support, you're not good at leading, you don't want to be in the front, you don't want to be on camera. Okay, you are a 10, let you be the vice president. And you don't want nobody to see you, you just want to do the checks and balances, you want to do the research, you're the data person. Okay, you be the treasurer. I want you to build your organization off of the strengths of others. Damn their weaknesses. You need to understand their weaknesses, but build your organization off the strengths of others. Think about it. How many of you guys right now, in whatever group, whatever organization, whatever church, whatever it is that you got going on, notice that there's some people who've been promoted to a position that they are absolutely terrible at. They have no people skills, but they're trying to be a host. They can't talk, but they're trying to be an MC. They're trying to do everything. Everybody, you need to write that down. Build your organization off the strengths of your people. Damn the weaknesses. Don't have them there if they're not strong in that area. Shana says, focus on the weaknesses and you have some strong, weak people. Everybody is a 10 in some area. It's your job, it's my job to find out with the people that we're connected to what they're a 10 at. Just think about your family, okay? Yeah, just your family for a second. I'm pretty sure by now, at this stage of your life, you know who you can call for what reason. Right? You know who you're going to call, and they're going to gossip, and they're going to talk your ear off, and that's the person you want to call when you just need somebody to talk to. You didn't really want nothing. You hey, just talk to me. I just need somebody to talk to me so I can get stuff off my mind, right? But then you got another person in your family, you realize, man, this is the person I can call when I might need some money advice, or I might need some money, right? That's the person I call. You don't call the person that's going to talk you to death when you're trying to get something done. Think about your family. You have already compartmentalized those people in your family to whatever area that they strong at. You know where they're strong at because you've been hanging out with them, you know them. And all I'm trying to say is take that same idea with those other people in those other areas of your life. Right? Ask yourself, man, okay, you're the secretary. Would I come to you for some organizational stuff? I know you're the secretary by title, but are you a secretary? Probably not. Right? I know you're the vice president by title, but if I was to go down as the president, could you step in? Are you really the vice president? Yeah, public relations. That's you know what I mean? That's that social butterfly. Let them handle all the social stuff. Let them take care of all the parties. Let them put all that stuff. Let them do what they do. It's time for us to have an event. Okay, there you go. You go take care of that event. All right, how did I get here? I thought we was talking about thumb screws. I'm trying to show y'all how y'all can use these laws in a positive way. All right, number 4. Find the weak link. Sometimes in your search for weaknesses, it's not what, but who that matters. In today's versions of the court, there is often someone behind the scenes who has a great deal of power, a tremendous influence over the person's superficially on top. These behind the scenes power brokers are the group's weak link. Win their favor and you indirectly influence the king. Alternatively, even in a group of people acting with the appearance of one will, as when a group under attack closes ranks to resist an outsider, there's always a weak link in the chain. Find the one person who will bend under pressure. What is this saying, guys? How do you use this, right? So if you are trying to penetrate a market, maybe you're trying to close a deal with a firm or an organization, you have to find a weak link, the person that you can get to that'll share your message all the way up the top. right? So this is a strategy. Let's not get this twisted. Some of us think we got to talk to the decision maker, right? But sometimes you can go through the mailman, and the mailman will get to the decision maker, and he'll plug your stuff all day long. So eventually, that decision maker will be like, "Do I need to call Shauna? Why I keep thinking about Shauna? I mean, the mailman just keep talking about this wonderful lady named Shauna." It could be you find the weakest link, and that weakest link that you make that connection with, right? In that organization that you've been trying to penetrate for years. They are your plug to get a deal done because they're in the ear of the people that's in the organization. I told y'all, it's all about strategy. Everybody put in the comments about strategy. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fill the void. Fill the void. The two main emotional voids to fill are insecurity and unhappiness. The two main emotional voids to fill are insecurity and unhappiness. The insecure are suckers for any kind of social validation. As for the chronically unhappy, look for the roots of their unhappiness. The insecure and the unhappy are the people least able to disguise their weaknesses. The ability to fill their emotional voids is a great source of power and an indefinitely prolonged one. This is what happens to our young women who get caught in the prostitution game. There are two voids that they have: insecurity and unhappiness. And then that one guy comes along and tries and fills that void to give them a little security, to give them a little happiness, and he got them out tricking on the street. Insecurity and unhappiness. Once those voids are filled by some entity, hopefully it'll be people that are doing it good, they're doing something good with it, but let's just keep it real. Anybody that can make someone feel secure and feel happy has got a long-term position of power over that individual soul. And the same thing happens, right? It could be the person on the street. It could be the person that's going to the church. The reason why we're so loyal to our church is because the church has filled the void of insecurity and unhappiness. Let's just keep it real. We're loyal to the people, to the organizations, to the institutions that have filled our void of unhappiness and insecurity. You're loyal to the man that you're married or your boyfriend or whatever, women specifically, because you guys typically feel a little bit more insecure than men. I think, I don't know, Shauna be able to confirm that. I'm not the coach, but I'm just saying, we're typically loyal to the individual, typically from female to male, with that man who has filled the void of insecurity and unhappiness. So now that boils the question of, am I able to get this void filled in my life without other people? Is there something or somewhere that I need to, there's some stuff that I need to kind of fix or figure out or bring to a closure in my own life so that I'm not looking for people or looking for organizations or looking for anything outside of myself for me to feel secure, for me to feel happy? I'm talking about the people that you coach. This is important. I mean, wow. Insecurity and unhappiness. The last one says, feed on uncontrollable emotions. This one, oh my goodness. The uncontrollable emotion can be a paranoid fear, a fear of disproportionate to the situation, or any base motive such as lust, greed, vanity, or hatred. People in the grip of these emotions often cannot control themselves. You can do the controlling for. Now, let me talk about this. I want to talk about this from a couple of different perspectives of uncontrollable emotions. Let me first say this. If you are a person who is prompted by some situation and it just rubs you the wrong way, and then you go on and on and on about it, you are in an uncontrollable state, uncontrollable emotion. Because here's what's happening. You're sitting there texting, getting all your emotions out. Another person like, God dang, I mean, my God, like how many more texts you got to send based off this emotion that you're feeling? I mean, my goodness. You ever seen somebody write a paragraph, a freaking 2-page essay in text? Oh my goodness, they just pissed off. And then they get even more pissed off if you ignore them, like, I'm not going to respond to that. I mean, I can't even respond to it. By the time I put in my 3 little words, another text came in. An uncontrollable emotion. They do the same thing in your Facebook post. This person see one thing and they just go off. And you see boom, 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 boom. You're like, God dang. I mean, my God, can you control yourself? Can we have a conversation? I mean, my God, you really got ticked off, or you got something, you felt some kind of way about whatever just happened. I mean, people say this, that really went south fast. I mean, my God, because there's one person who caused the whole conversation to go south because of their uncontrollable emotion. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Can I get a word in? Do you want to hear my side? I mean, do you really want to understand? No, you're not really interested in that. You just, you know what I mean? And so here's what I do for me. This is what works for me. I'm pretty sure Shonda's husband probably say anything. I just simply say this. You're right. That's it. That's it. You're right. I don't care whether I'm right. I don't care whether I'm wrong. You are right now, because I'm not finna have this 3-hour conversation about how you feel with your uncontrollable emotion. And you're not really trying to have a conversation about it. You just want to make sure that your wrath is felt. You know what? You're right. Are we done yet? Are we done? We done yet? We done? Yeah. Oh, let me know when we done. Okay, because I'm ready to move on. We can come back and talk about this in 3 days when it ain't no real big buildup going on. But at some point, there's just some people who cannot control their emotions. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? You be like, God bless you. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Uncontrollable emotion. Now, here's the deal. The person who is riled up with uncontrollable emotion, they're also very easily led astray. Very easily. Right? Because they're looking for a certain something to validate how they feel. And so if the other person, maybe they're in the thread, the other person comes along and agrees with how they feel, no matter how they feel is right or wrong, then now they made a friend, and then this new person can lead them wherever they want them to go because they feel they're validated with their feelings, whether their feelings have any validation at all. Just because someone agreed with me, and they call it this, misery loves company. So as long as I find one person to agree with me, regardless if 99 don't, I must be right. And I just got it validated by it. They go looking for that one person who will agree with them. And now they are under the power of someone else. Not themselves. They're under the power of the new person who has agreed with their beliefs. And they'll follow that person wherever it is that person leads them. Van says this, our emotions are the most shallow part of our makeup. Being reactive. Now, I'm glad you said that, Tasha, because our community has got to be one of the most reactive communities of all time. I mean, my God. I mean, we don't think ahead. We don't see the big picture. We just always reacting to what something else happens. We're going to react to Trump. We're going to react to the elections. We didn't want to go out and do anything with the elections. We didn't want to vote. We just wanted to wait and see what happened, and then we're going to react. We have got to be the most reactive people. We wait. Matter of fact, I was just talking about this. JCPenney is like closing all these stores, right? And I'm saying to myself, again, are we going to sit in a position where we're watching all this stuff happen? We're a part of a trend. We're watching a trend. We're participating in a trend, but we're still reacting to the trend. I seriously still have people talking about, let me open up a brick and mortar store when you see all the stores closing. Stinking thinking. Why? Are you not paying attention? Do you not see that it's now 2017? We're not in 2007 anymore. If they are closing, why are you talking about opening the very same thing that they just closed? What kind of sense does that make? Matter of fact, can't you use this information that you have, being a part of the trend, watching the trend, of participating in the trend, that you can put yourself in a position of power, of economic power, and you can take advantage of the trend? Everybody put in the comments below, take advantage of the trend. Don't be a people that just watching the trend, watching everybody else get rich off the trend, participate in the trend, and you don't take advantage of the trend. Where are we headed? It's easy to see if you pay attention. Get out of your emotions. Use a little bit of logic and a little bit of forethought. Take advantage of the trend that you are participating in. It's happening right before your eyes. My goodness. It's happening. You are part of it. You are participating. You're watching it. You're sitting there saying, man, they closed. They closed. Oh my goodness, all these. Yes, this is what's happening. It's a new world. Take advantage of the trend. So when I tell someone I open up a supply store, office supply store, and they ask me where it's located, and I tell them, oh, it's global. Well, how's it global? Because I'm not in any one place. I can do business from anywhere. They can't understand it. Why? Because I'm taking advantage of a trend. There must be a reason why when I go around the 10-mile radius of my community, there's not an office supply store, because they are following the trend, and I'm going to follow the trend too. I'm not going to put up a brick and mortar store. Not just one. It's going to have to be a multi-purpose store. It's going to have a lot of different wings to it. It's not just going to be one store. It's going to be a one-stop shop store if I do it. Why? Because I'm going to take advantage of the trend. I don't know where I'm sorry, guys. You know, maybe that y'all getting all this, yeah, because it's 3 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, so here's your image as it relates to what we talked about today. You want to imagine a thumbscrew, a little thumbscrew. Your enemy has secrets that he guards, thinks thoughts he will not reveal, but they come out in ways he cannot help. It is there somewhere, a groove of weakness on his hand, at his heart, over his belly. Once you find the groove, put your thumb in it and turn him at will. Beat a little thorn in his side. And here's your authority. That relates to what we talked about today. Find out each man's thumbscrew. Everybody put in the comments below, thumbscrew. And matter of fact, not only just find out each man's thumbscrew, I would say recognize your own thumbscrew. What is that one little thing that just irks you? Your pet peeve, the thing that someone can do or say, and they can touch on that button and it turns you. You've been having a wonderful day. All of a sudden, they just say that one thing, and then you go to the other. You can go from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. You understand and recognize your own thumbscrew, your own thorn. Don't be so bothered by this thing. Find out each man's thumbscrew. This is the art of selling their wills in action. It needs more skill than resolution. You must know where to get at anyone. Every violation has a special motive which varies according to taste. All men are idolaters, some of fame, others of self-interest, most of pleasure. Skill consists in knowing these idols in order to bring them into play. Knowing any man's mainspring of motive, knowing any man's mainspring of motive you have, as it were, the key to his will. Once again, the judgment. Law number 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew that you can turn to your advantage. Well, guys, 48 Laws of Power. This is law number 33. We've been going at it. We got 15 more laws to go. Once I get done with this book, I will be switching over to ERGJ Enterprises, where we'll be holding most of our content there. I'm just getting filled up with my followers, and so I had to move stuff over to a different platform. That's ERGJ Enterprises. That is where I do all of my work with finances and things like that. You want to learn about the stock market, things like that. But that's my company at the end of the day. So I love being your friend, but you need to come over to ERGJ Enterprise if you want to get more great content like this. Again, this is ERGJ. What we talked about today was the trend. We talked about the thumbscrew, and hopefully you got something out of today. If you did, go ahead and leave in the comments below what you learned today, because I'm here today to make sure that you learn something. That's what it is. You gonna learn today. Pineapples. So remember this, guys. Today's episode has been brought to you by the ERGJ Black Bazaar, and we just got these in yesterday. Our new purses for the women. It is your wicker purse. It's $45. I got it in 4 different colors. This is your turquoise. I got it in red, burgundy, and also fuchsia or pink. Show you a couple things. I mean, this is just wonderful. Straight from Africa, Ghana. You can get your wicker purse. It's a wicker purse because of the handles, you know, wicker. And this is great for the spring and summertime. You want to get that? Go ahead and send us, inbox us with your email address and your zip code, and let us know what you'd like to order. We'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Hey guys, the ERGJ Certified Financial Educator want to remind you of this, that it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. You guys have a wonderful day.